Welcome back to my channel. Today is a very personal and intimate day because I'm going to share something that I've never really shared before. I've had a lot of requests from you guys with regards to my previous birthing and labor experience. So if you get nauseous listening to things like this, please don't watch this video. But I'm going to share a bit of the things that we went through as a family and that I went through with the birth of our son. I hope you enjoy it. Starting from the beginning, my first pregnancy was unplanned. So I was it was unexpected and unplanned, and I was still studying while I was pregnant. I realized very soon that I would have to think about my birthing experience. Being a medical student at that stage, you obviously are really exposed to a lot of different birthing stories, birthing experiences, natural birth, cesarean section, and I realized that I would have to start working on my birthing story, the one that I wanted to happen. So I realized that our son's due date was the 3rd of January 2017, and I really didn't want him to be born in December. So leading up to that, I really felt like I was kniping the whole time to make sure that he doesn't come before the 3rd of January. But I also knew that I would have to commence with my final year of medical studies on the 12th of January. So I wanted him to be born in January, but not too late in January. It was 5 o'clock in the morning on the 6th of January when I realized, okay, this is the time, it is now happening. We were on holiday in Mossel Bay at that stage. I arranged with my gynecologist in Bloemfontein to help me find someone in George because I didn't want to go through all of this alone while the whole family is on holiday in Hartenbos. So I had my gynae in George, and I woke up my husband at 5 a.m. in the morning and I told him it is time. I started counting and timing my contractions, and I realized that this is the real deal. I am in labor. At 5 o'clock in the morning it started, and it went on, and I took a shower, I washed my hair, we got everything ready because we knew that we had time. And at about 10 a.m. in the morning we drove from Mossel Bay to George to the gynecologist. As soon as I got there, we were received by some of the nurses and they did an examination, and I was about 4 centimeters dilated. So everything went well. I could handle the pain and all seemed like it will go as expected and as planned. After that, from 10 to about 4 in the afternoon, things went really, really slow. I didn't dilate as fast as I should. I've always known that I wanted to give natural birth, and I was on my way to do that, so I was really happy, but things were going really, really slow. And they had to rupture my membranes. So as soon as they ruptured my membranes, the pains got so bad. Some of you might know exactly why and how bad it really is. It's a pain that you can't really describe to anyone. But I was still very positive that I would not need an epidural or any pain medication. I wanted to give birth naturally in as natural way as possible. But time went on and it got so bad and I was so exhausted that I just realized I would not be able to do this if I didn't get an epidural. So I was that one lying there in pain saying, bring me the anesthesiologist, I need my epidural right now. And that is what happened. I got my epidural, and at about 8:20 that evening, our son was born. So I was in labor from 5 in the morning up until 8:20. It's almost 15 and a half hours. It was really exhausting. My husband was so supportive. He's not usually someone who can look at blood and medical situations and handle it, but he was such a trooper. He was there supporting me, cheering me on. But it was a really difficult situation. Our son was a lot bigger than we thought he would be. He was about 4.18 kilograms, which was really big, and I really struggled during labor to get him out. So the doctor had to use suction device twice, and it came off twice. And in med school, we are taught that if the suction doesn't work for the second time, you have to do a cesarean section. And I realized that now is the time. Things need to start happening, because I haven't gone through all of these hours just to get a cesarean section. So I actually called my mom. My mom was there, she's a nurse, and she helped me to get our son out. And as soon as his head was out, he had shoulder dystocia, which means that his shoulder got stuck and his head was sitting like this. His shoulder got stuck. But eventually, after prayer and hard work from all of the people involved in the team, our son was born at a healthy weight, and I was healthy, he was healthy, and I wouldn't have changed the experience for the world. Let me know what you went through during childbirth and what you've learned during that. I would love to hear your stories as well.